morning students, it is your lecture number 19 and today we will study regarding uniform circular motion in which we will get some relation and finally we will derive the result for centripetal acceleration or in last centripetal force. So first of all we should know about uniform circular motion. Circular motion. Have you seen the movement of the fan? Is it circular? The wheel of the vehicle? Is it about a fixed axis? It moves. Tips of the hands of the clock. Okay. First of all, we will know about uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. The definition is if a particle moves along a circular path with a constant speed. So what do you mean by constant speed? Constant speed means it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. That will be constant speed. So you will write constant speed, that is, it covers equal distances along the circumference of the circle in equal interval of time. Then its motion is said to be uniform circular motion. Examples of circular motion, uniform circular motion. First example, I have told to all of you about the second hand of a clock. Okay, motion of the tip of the second hand of the clock. And second hand example was, have you bicycle, two-wheelers, rim, any point situated on the rim, it can be solved. Motion of a point on the rim of the wheel rotating uniformly, that is also an example of uniform circular motion. There is a question, why uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion? How it can be solved? Now, you have seen the circular part. Is it circular? In case of the circular path, particle covers, it moves with constant speed. In all the cases, you will watch its speed will be constant, but its direction will change. It is here. It will always move with constant speed, but at all the moment its direction will change and it will always towards its center. Okay, that is why it is called accelerated motion. Why acceleration is involved? Acceleration means the rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration. In every moment, its motion is, its speed is same, but the direction is not same. It always changes direction at every moment. So it is called accelerated motion. angular displacement. It can be shown by figure. It is a circular path. This is the center. Suppose the initial position of the particle is at P. This is your point A and this is your point B. Suppose it makes an angle theta 1 in time t1 and it makes an angle theta 2 in time t2. R is the radius and this is the center. Just keep your circular path. The body is moving on circular path. P0 indicates the initial position and suppose this particle reaches at A in time t1 and in time t2 it reaches at B. So what will be the angular displacement? This will be, it can be written as ds. This is your theta 1 and this is your theta 2. So when the time changes from t1 to t2, means time interval will be t2, time difference will be t2 minus t1. Okay, and this will be, suppose this is your delta theta. Del theta means change in value of theta. This can be also written as, if you desire, you can write del s. Okay, this is the diagram. First of all, we will know about angular displacement. Angular displacement, the angle shaped out by its radius vector in the given time interval. So this is the radius. These all will act as radius. Okay. Initial position, it starts from this. Suppose it particle reaches at A in a time t1 and in time t2 it reaches to B and it makes an angle theta 1 in time t1 and makes an angle theta 2 from the starting. So we can write, in this case, angular displacement can be written as delta theta. Delta theta, this will be written as delta s by delta s by r, because there is a formula theta is equal to L by R radian, where L, that was the length of the arc. Here this is your del s and this is your delta theta. So angular displacement can be written as this is equal to delta s by r. Okay. Angular velocity, the time, rate of change of, the time, rate of change of angular displacement of a particle is called angular velocity. Angular velocity. In class 9, we have studied about angular velocity that was denoted by omega. Here we can write average angular velocity this one, the time rate of change of angular displacement. Angular displacement, this will be delta theta by delta t. Delta theta by delta t according to definition. This is your average angular velocity. If for limiting value that is limit delta t tends to 0, when delta t tends to 0, then angular velocity, then instantaneous angular velocity can be written as this one, limit delta t tends to 0, and this will be delta theta by delta t, and it can be written as d theta by dt. Okay, this is, we can write d omega, it is denoted by d omega, so omega can be written as d theta by dt. This is the value of d omega or omega. This one. Time period. We all are familiar about time period. That is the time taken by a particle to complete one revolution along its circular path. It means that time to complete one revolution of the circular path, that is called time period, or it is called period of revolution. Both are same and it is denoted by capital T. Okay. Next term is frequency. We have studied about frequency. Recall your memory of class 9. Frequency, number of oscillation per second, that was frequency in standard time. But here is the frequency, that is the number of revolutions completed per unit time, that is called frequency. The number of revolutions completed per unit time, that is called frequency, and frequency is denoted by nu. In previous class that was the small n, here is your nu. This, there is a relation, we have already studied relation between time period and frequency. T is equal to 1 by nu. So we can write nu is equal to, it can be also written as nu is equal to how much? 1 by t, just reciprocal of each other. Number of oscillation completed, here was number of revolution completed per unit time. And the next term is relation between omega, nu and t, All the terms are already well familiar. Omega means angular velocity, mu means frequency, and t means time period or period of revolution. There is a relation. We know that angular velocity can be written as angular displacement by time. Simple velocity or displacement by time. Here is your angular velocity, that there is a term before velocity, that is angular. So velocity is equal to displacement by time. Here is your angular velocity. So it will be angular displacement by time, and angular velocity, it is denoted by omega. Omega equal to angular displacement theta by t. This is angular displacement. You should know to complete one revolution. In case of the circular path, to complete one revolution from, suppose starting from this point, again the particle reaches at this point. It means one complete revolution, and the angle, whole angle from this point to this point of the circular path, that is denoted by 2 pi, mathematically 360 degree. So this can be written as 2 pi by the time taken. This is t. T means the time taken to complete one revolution. So omega is equal to 2 pi by t, and this can be also written as 2 pi into 1 by t, and 1 by t, it is your frequency. So we can write in this term 2 pi into mu. So we can write, there is a formula of involvement of all the three terms, this and this. Omega is equal to 2 pi by t, or 2 pi, this is 2 pi, not theta, 2 pi. Okay, 2 pi here, 2 pi here. We can express the relation between these three. Okay, we have to establish a relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. That formula in standard 9 was V is equal to omega r. The relation is actually V is equal to omega into r. We have proved in standard 9, but it may be proved by another way. This is a diagram. It is a circular path, means body is moving on the circular path, and it moves from this point to this point, and it is the center. R be the radius. This is your del theta, angular displacement. Angular velocity, we will write this AB, it is equal to delta S. It is your angular displacement. Okay, it is delta S from A to B. Recall, there was a formula for theta is equal to L by R radian. We have studied theta is equal to L by R. Here, this is your delta theta. It is equal to L means length of the arc. In this diagram on the circular path, this is your delta s by r. Theta is equal to L by R. That is the basic formula we are using in this way. Now dividing both sides. Dividing both sides by delta t. Okay, delta t, that is the time taken to move from A to B. This will be delta theta by del t, and this will be 1 by r into del s by del t. Next we are dividing both sides by this. Taking, there is a condition. I am using taking delta t tends to 0. Taking delta t tends to 0, then this will be limit delta t tends to 0. There is your delta theta by delta t. On the right side, limit we can write 1 by r into limit delta t tends to 0. Limiting value of this, and this is your delta s by delta t. In calculus, you will study about the chapter limit. Taking limit delta t tends to 0, then delta theta by delta t can be written as d theta by dt. D theta by dt. And this is 1 by r. This can be written as ds by dt. Okay. D theta by dt. We have studied about angular velocity, so it can be written as omega. Omega is equal to 1 by r into ds by dt, rate of change of displacement, is it velocity? It can be written as v. So by cross multiplication, finally we will get v is equal to omega into v is equal to omega r. Actually, this is the relation between angular velocity, linear velocity, and radius of the circular path. This was the new method, especially for standard 11, because you have to study calculus. In calculus, you will study limit, but in physics, application is started here. Now it can be also shown by another method. This was especially for the student of 11th. And recall, it can be all easily proved. Can you say what is the formula of angular velocity? Angular velocity is denoted by omega. Is it the angle subtended by a body moving on the circular path at the center of the circle in unit time? That was your angular velocity. So omega is equal to, recall it, theta by t. First equation. You all are familiar about this formula of angular velocity. Another is your linear velocity. Another formula from mathematics. You all are familiar that theta is equal to L by R. You have heard? You have used in mathematics theta is equal to L by R. L is the length of the arc and R is the radius. Using this equation in 1, you can easily get. This is the second method. By this method, we can get it. Using equation 2 in equation first. Now I am going to use this equation in that particular equation. So omega is equal to theta by t. Can I write theta into 1 by t? Is it? And the value of theta is equal to, you should use L by R into 1 by t. Is it clear? This was your theta by t, the value of theta was L by R. L by R. And now you will arrange according to your requirement. If it will write L by t into 1 by R, exchange of this will be here, this is here. L by t. This can be written as V remains V by R. So omega is equal to V by R. Therefore, V is equal to omega. This is very simple method. You all are familiar from standard 9th, but especially in class 11th, you have to derive in this form. Okay. In the next class, we will study about angular acceleration and centripetal acceleration, and we will actually derive the expression for centripetal acceleration. After that, we will get the result of centripetal force, and I will give you basic idea about centrifugal force in the next coming class. That's today's class is over. Okay, thank you.